माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। जमुना तीर वन चारे। जमुना तीर वन चारे। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। जमुना तीर वन चारे। जमुना तीर वन चारे। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय ओं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत शिष्यमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON BBD फाउंडर आचार्य जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत शिष्यमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रज वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। समावेत भक्त वृंद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. Glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Bhagavad-Gita as it is, chapter number 16 and text number 4. The divine and demoniac natures. Dambho darpo abhimanascha krodha parushyameva cha ajnanam chapi jatasya partha sampadi masurim. Dambho darpo abhimanascha krodha parushyameva cha ajnanam chapi jatasya partha sampadamasurim. Dambho darpo abhimanascha krodha parushyameva cha ajnanam chapi jatasya partha sampadamasurim. Dambha, pride. Darpaha, arrogance. Abhimanataha, conceit. Cha, and krodha, anger. Parushyam, harshness. Eva, certainly. Cha, and ajnanam, ignorance. Cha, and abhijatasya, of one who is born of. Partha, or sanapratha. Sampadam, the qualities. Asurim, the demoniac nature. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demoniac nature or samapratha. In this verse, the royal road to hell is described. The demoniac wants to make a show of religion and advancement in spiritual science, although they do not follow the principles. They are always arrogant or proud on possessing some type of education or so much wealth. They desire to be worshipped by others and demand respectability. Although they do not command respects, over trifles they become very angry and speak harshly, not gently. They do not know what should be done and what should not be done. They do everything whimsically according to their own desire, and they do not recognize any authority. These demoniac qualities are taken on by them from the beginning of their bodies in the wombs of their mothers, and as they grow, they manifest all these inauspicious qualities. Cha abhijatasya. Abhijatasya means even they acquire this before being born. Right from the inception, they inherit these qualities. So, that is demoniac in nature. the divine nature that you might have heard yesterday, this divine nature is cultivated and then perfected and then put into application. So it becomes very trained and very recognizable quality. They are divine in nature. You do not have to go through a disciplic succession to acquire demoniac nature. Demoniac nature is generally occurring due to the mode of ignorance. Just like Diti was in complete mode of ignorance, and yet she compelled out of her nature to Kashyap to beget envious serpents. While after that, Vanita went to Kashyap Muni to beget a devotee, which is going to counteract all the effects of the poisonous snakes. And it will counteract even her mother's nature, Diti. Daityas are begotten by Diti, and Adityas. All the Vishnu Tattvas are coming from Aditi. They are called Adityas. If these two natures are opposite to each other and yet the husband is one, but he is doing a very thankless task. And because he has to beget the varieties of species in material life, and all the lower species and envious species are coming from Diti, and therefore he has to assume certain responsibilities. But how Kashyap Muni keeps equilibrium? Because he was not born out of demoniac nature, yet he has to participate in manifestation of the demoniac nature. Diti was very eagerous to conceive before Vanita can conceive. Vanita conceived Garudji. One Garud is enough in terms of hundreds and thousands of snakes. But that has to be compensated. Garudji got the benediction from Lord Shri Krishna because he is the carrier of Lord Vishnu. Diti doesn't get but chastisement. Kaliya was one, but envious serpents are also necessary. But because these qualities are inherent, abhijatasya, abhi means pre-jatasya, before they born they are invested with this nature. So, even though Kashyap had to fulfill the desire of Diti and beget serpents, Kashyap is doing a thankless task in service of Krishna, because such envious entities are also required. Otherwise, who is going to keep the balance? Who is going to keep the balance between right and wrong and good and evil? Of course, in yesterday's verse you must have heard that the demoniac versus devotee qualities, Daivi Sampatti. They are also acquired by the gunas, mode of goodness. In Kali Yuga, most of the humans are coming as born out of mode of ignorance. They are of destructing nature in Kali Yuga. And there is no guaranteed that even the devotees will beget children in mode of goodness. Most of the children are born out of mode of passion and ignorance, so naturally, even though the devotees who are initiated, well regulated, they will face the problem through their own children because of the attachment is there. They may not participate directly into their action, neither they will become responsible, and children will become totally responsible on their own to enjoy or suffer the modes of material nature and its counter reactions. But regardless, these two natures are very prominent. There are two natures, Daivi Sampatti and Asuri Sampatti. There is no third in between. Either we are of Daivi nature or Asuri nature. But to retain Daivi nature, it becomes a big obligation. You know, those who know the value of the Daivi nature, which is being used in service of Lord Vishnu or Krishna, this Daivi nature can bring in Krishna consciousness very easily. Because Krishna consciousness is having the primary effect through Devi Sampatti, and they are able to understand the divine part. Unless one is devotee, how is it possible to understand the transcendental aspect of devotional service? But they are given a chance to become divine by Devi Prakriti, and they have to employ in favor of Krishna. Then and then it becomes transcendental, and then they will become aloof from the reaction of this such activities of divinity. There are two differences. The first difference is when Krishna uses these activities of mode of goodness as Devi, because in the Kali Yuga, mode of goodness is very rare. Very rare. And whether mode of goodness become prevalent over the other two, that is doubtful in Kali Yuga. So mode of goodness, even though it is a qualifying mode, it gives only an opportunity to become transcendental. So mode of goodness alone is not going to act. For the transcendental nature to obtain the nature of Lord Krishna, Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam, this devotional nature is beyond the mode of goodness. So that means we need a primary requisite of the Devi nature of mode of goodness, but still in Kali Yuga, where more predominant nature is of the ignorance, we have to struggle. When we said we are born in the darkness of ignorance, so the mode of ignorance is very prevalent. And because I am born in a higher family, Brahmin family, it doesn't mean I will not succumb to the mode of ignorance? No, we can. So, we are supposed to follow certain rules and regulations to become regulated in the tenets of cultivating mode of goodness. But here it is devotional service. If we perform the acts of devotion in mode of goodness, it will turn into transcendence. That is a shortcut. But in Satya Yuga, activities of mode of goodness was not itself sufficient. It was sufficient to receive the holy name. But you have to undergo so much austerity and voluntary penances like that. Then and then people were able to get the holy name. Otherwise, holy name is the only method to come back to Godhead, even in Satya Yuga. Even in Satya Yuga. So, in Dwapar Yuga, the fire sacrifices were recommended to receive the holy name. And in Dwapar Yuga, the worship in the temples, very opulent worship. Dwapare paricharyayam. But here in Kali Yuga, the holy name is given directly without qualification. What qualifies the holy name to act upon a devotee is only his engagement in material nature. So material nature are there, but even though Krishna has made it so easily available, his transcendental holy name, to transcend even the mode of ignorance, yet people are not able to chant properly. Chanting in ignorance, becoming careless, not to follow the rules and regulations, taking it easy. People are initiated people or about to be initiated, they are gambling with the priority of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Do you think they are going to grow fast towards the maturity? No. And they cannot accumulate this credits of devotional service for their future use. So, two types of nature, Daivi, Asuri. Daivi means divine, but here it starts with mode of goodness. Mode of goodness gives the result of happiness as well as knowledge. And we are trapped in it. Even we do discipline in ordinary material subjects in the university. We become very steadfast to appear in the exam, We become faithful to the teaching and work very hard, But education of ignorance will not allow us for our higher emancipation, that is transcendental nature. So therefore, for spiritual aspect, Daivi Sampatti is very much essential. And the material qualities of goodness can be transcended by application of devotional service in Kali Yuga. It is very important to understand that these two acquisitions, as if you are inheriting the property, but acquisition of the property of Asuri nature, you are responsible yourself. You cannot say anybody. As well as the Devi nature, it is to your credit that you are given opportunity to acquire them. But we have to utilize for transcending, not keeping ourselves in the material world. What good is mode of goodness if it is not going to liberate us? What good it is? It does not give a benefit, tangible benefit. And it does not require anybody like a guru to cultivate such mode of goodness. There is no necessity. You can learn within your own home by satisfying the elders. You will acquire mode of goodness. But tasmad gurum prapadyeta jigyasu sreya uttamam. Uttama sreya, long-term benefit is the promise of mode of goodness. So there is a transcending effect in mode of goodness that we have to cultivate. Otherwise, we are worshippers of Lord Vishnu, who is the custodian of mode of goodness. So naturally there will be transaction, but there is no higher taste, there is no higher result. Shreya Uttamam, ultimate benefit. For that reason only one has to approach a guru. Otherwise not. You do not need guru. Ambani and Adani, they have gurus. But that is for more money. Even Indira Gandhi had a Mayavadi guru. Chandra. What is that? He came to New York Temple and stayed with us in 76, 77, 8, like that. But he was a fraud, number one. He was jailed even. Tantra is always in the mode of ignorance, and they think it is knowledge. So those who are materialists, those who are obsessed with accumulation of the money by hook or crook, they will have that kind of demoniac gurus. Activities are performed. Lot of tantra is going on in the name of, spiritual activity. I have heard even in Krishna consciousness, one devotee in Mayapur is doing tantra to keep somebody in ignorance and capture him. Why? Because there is animosity. Be aware. It's Kali Yuga, Prabhu. You can't trust anybody. So, the Asuri Sampatti is covered with ajnanam. The one which is not liberating one and go to the higher realm of transcendence. Asuri pravrutti doesn't penetrate the reality. But mode of goodness, on other behalf, it gives us the opportunity to become very, not only knowledgeable, but practicable for the benefit of everyone. Why it is called Sampada? Sampada means property. Because whatever we gain through either of the three modes, that becomes our property, that goes with us even in future and another birth. Whatever we value, bhavam, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajante ante kalevaram, tam tam tamay veti kaunte sadatad bhav bhavita. Bhav and bhavita. It is the bhav that continues. And we become like that even in the next life. So, Devi Sampatti belongs to the demigods. And Asuri Sampatti belongs to the demons. Asur was completely ignorant of the creation process. Brahma preferred to give the embodiment to all of the demigods who were right in front of him. He preferred. But there were others who were behind him. Of course, you may say, oh, Brahma had one head behind him. So he could have seen. But Brahma was preferring giving the embodiment on particular merits to the demigods first. And these people became very anxious. The Asuri pravritti. And Asuri do not know who is who. They said, kill him, because he is not favoring us. So Brahma said, if you kill me, who is going to beget you? But that will not work, because there was a support from another. Eat them up. Eat that guy up who is not favoring us. So they were called Yakshas and Rakshas. Rakshas want to eat Brahma, and Yakshas, they say, okay, punish him, don't spare him. That's the kind of nature. And both are Asuris. Both are Asuris. Except, exception, rule to the exception. That even under Asuri or Yaksha clan, we have Kuber, to be a devotee. Nala Kuber was so debauched that he was misusing his father's property, and therefore Narad Muni cursed him to become a tree. So they are given opportunity, but yet they will misuse the opportunity to upgrade themselves and to evolution of the higher consciousness. But when they realize that, oh, they made a mistake and they were begging the forgiveness from Narad Muni, so Narad Muni says, okay, you will be forgiven, but not now. Lord Krishna will come himself and you will be uprooted in the form of trees. So, why uprooting? The demoniac quality is uprooted by Lord Krishna in devotional service. But they waited for Krishna to appear just at the back of Yashoda's courtyard as a Yamalarjuna tree. So in this way, the choice becomes very projecting the desire that they will not make mistake again. So like that, this Nalkuver and Manigriv both were uprooted, and their ego was uprooted. Their punishment to have naked body was given by the naked trees. doesn't have any protection. So in this way, Narad Muni's curse was fulfilled in every aspect. How much time did it take so they can be, delivered? It was quite a long time, because I think this was in Treta Yuga, or where the elongated life of 100,000, about 10,000 years in Treta Yuga was extended, and they were just standing like trees. When you go to California, the sequoia trees in the Grand National Park, they are standing for about 7,000 years back. They must have witnessed Lord Krishna's influence somewhere. But in ignorance, what is the recognition? No. People carve that out and put up a two-way road to pass the car within the tree hollow. But what is the glory of it? They are standing for years together. At least some indirect influence of Lord Krishna's transcendence would be there. Anyway, the idea is that even though Krishna provides so much opportunity within the material nature, devotees do not take advantage of it, and they will pick up the modes according to their system of ignorance. System of ignorance. The whole material education is system of ignorance. There is nothing knowledgeable. Therefore, Ishopanishad is telling, then vidyam cha avidyam yastad vedo bhayam saha avidyayam mrityam tirtva vidyayam amritam ashnute. By cultivation of niscience, which is material education, you will reap of your destiny only to go and repeated birth and death. That is the destiny. While the destiny for those who are resorting to vidya, vidya means sa vidyaya vimuktaye. Vidya is that one that liberates you from the false bodily conception of life. So that can be only applied for vidya amrutam ashnute. They achieve the eternal life. There will be no repeated birth and death. And so in this way, these properties of made up of three modes, material nature, they endowed the opulence of their kind. And for the human being, it is not advisable to take the path of mode of ignorance, because that will not be a very congenial proposition. A person who is endowed with intelligence will discriminate there and take up the right choice, which is said to be sampadam, this property, those who are born with the ajnanam, not knowing that the purpose of human life is to never come again in the material birth and death. He has to stop it. So, cha abhijatasya partha sampadam asurem If it is not going to become conducive, then Asuri Sampatti will be the only application. In Kali Yuga, most of us are becoming Asuri because Asuri pravritti will be noticeable everywhere. The one who is not trying to evaluate their fellow devotees who are following the same process to elevate oneself and act reversely, they will be immediately exposed to the Asuri Sampatti. They belong to the demoniac qualities. And for them, there is no good outcome. So we should not associate with them. We have to protect our Devi Sampatti, which is by our agreement with Krishna's desire to be in Krishna consciousness. So these are the main point that we have to understand, that it's a property, it is a belonging. What are you going to take along with you? Three modes of material nature, which is the predominant. How are we growing up in this material world? What goes otherwise? Mode of passion and ignorance are totally to be shunned off, and that is the practice of Krishna consciousness. Anyone has any question? As the modes of material nature, when a person comes in the predominant mode, he is influenced. So he adopts that mode. Maybe ignorance, passion, or goodness. So, compelled by the modes, he becomes bewildered. And he doesn't know what the outcome would be, but it is definitely said that Purusha Prakriti-sthopi bhungte Prakriti jan gunan karanam gunasangasya sadasadyoni janmashu. The cause is association with those modes. Sat means mode of goodness, asat means mode of ignorance. So all these modes are working very actively, proactively. So as soon as he enters in the womb, the modes will take over. The modes will take over. So in this way, we see the influence of the mode is by association is there.
Sub-question. If I was 27 years associated with the people who was that nature, how much time do I need to purify myself?
Well, you may not know. You cannot evaluate yourself. Therefore, you need to be trained up and let your Guru evaluate you. Because he will have record of everything. At what percentile of mode of goodness are you utilizing in Krishna conscious services? He will get report from everybody. If you prefer to be situated in the association of mode of ignorance and like-minded people, we are known by the company that we keep. That's also the case, what we call the peer pressure. The modes are so much influencing in the material world. So therefore, if you associate with the transcendental mode, those who are practicing chanting Hare Krishna in the temple, you will be able to, rejoice with the transcendental mode. You don't have to understand how mode of goodness was bypassed, or ignorance bypassed, or rajoguna bypassed. You don't have to. Guna Sangha. Guna Sangha. What we choose to associate with, which mode. Nobody forces you. The choice is ours. It's voluntary. Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj, for this great lesson. My question is about some difficult events that happen in our lives, and some devotees may say that, oh, it is my karma or it is my nature, I could not have done better. But sometimes other devotees may say, it is Krishna trying to teach me a lesson, so it's not my fault. So which approach would be better to understand? Like something bad happens, what kind of attitude should we have if something bad happens? Is it my fault, is it my nature? Or is it Krishna trying to teach me a lesson, I cannot do anything? I just have to accept it? Sometimes maybe some confusion how to react.
It's the association with the modes that determines. Suppose you are in mode of goodness, but you are compelled to associate with mode of passion, then you will become like that. And whatever you act in the mode of passion, naturally it will be a passionate result. And that will be bitter also. So you can't blame the modes or association. We have to blame our own willingness to indulge with. Karma means voluntarily interfering in the working of nature. Voluntarily interfering in the working of nature. If you see the animals, they do not interfere with Mother Nature. They allow Mother Nature without any impediment to function, and they will be subjugated by Mother Nature's laws. But human being, yes, he interferes. Therefore, karma and karma mimamsa, that Jaimini Rishi says, that because he is indulging himself without invitation in the working of nature, he changes the course of result. He interferes in the course of the result. So therefore he becomes responsible. Animals are not responsible. Prabhupada gives the example, if animals are passing through red light on the street, they will not be given tickets. But you go with your car or scooter, you will get the ticket. So like that. So at different levels, even in subtle level, even on atmospheric level, we will have to pay for what we abuse. Because it will suffocate us ultimately. So we cannot think that why we are responsible. Our indulgence in working nature, it's an interference. And to that degree we are responsible. All right. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.